It's my first time to speak at a graduation ceremony in Dubai. There's always a first time for everything, isn't it? Yeah. My intention for being here today is going to be very, very specific. What I'm going to share with you is not from a set of notes, neither is it from a PowerPoint. What I'm going to share with you is what I've experienced personally, what I know personally, what has worked in my own life, and what has worked in the lives of thousands to whom I have spoken to over the years. I count it a privilege to be here to speak to you just before you receive your certificates on your graduation day. Because while the gowns, while the regalia, while everything else might point to you being the star of the show, interestingly, life is not only about us. I've always told my children, don't assume that the world revolves around you. Because life is tough and life is hard. Every one of us have a very unique story. Today I was listening to someone in the car while we were driving, and as he was explaining to us his journey, I was so intrigued because his story is unique to him. Each of us have a very unique story. And if I have to tell you my story, it's also very unique, very interesting. I believe that my story is a very, very interesting and amazing, life-changing story. But I'm not going to share that story with you today. What I am going to share with you is that in every story there are 4 characters. There are 4 characters in every single story. Whether it is a story, whether it is a Marvel movie, whether it is a novel, or whether it is a story that you tell your children or you tell your friends. Every story has 4 characters. The first character in a story is the villain, the bad guy. There's no good story that does not have a villain in the story. The villain is the person who is always creating an obstacle, always obstructing, always making it difficult for the good to take place or a rescue to happen. That is the villain in the story. The second character in the story is if you have the villain, then you must have the hero. The second character in a story is the hero. You know who the hero is, right? He is the main guy or the main person, main lady. The hero is the one who rises to the occasion. The hero is the one who rescues. The hero is the one who overcomes all obstacles. The hero is the one who is not daunted by anything, not held back by whatever is in front of him. The hero is the overcomer. The hero is the rescuer in any story. And many people think that the hero is the main actor or the main participant in a story. That's the second character. The third character in the story is a victim. Okay? If you have a hero, you have to have a victim in a story. The hero has to be saving someone or something. The hero has to be preventing a catastrophe from happening. The hero has to be rescuing a damsel in distress. The hero has to be the one that is standing in the gap and making sure that the ones who are helpless are rescued. The victims are those who are helpless. The victims are those who are powerless. They know they need to be rescued, but they don't have it within themselves to help themselves and rescue themselves. That's the victim. And the fourth character in the story I will tell you in a moment. And before I tell you that, I want to take a moment to go back. When a person graduates in the drama of your life, on your graduation day, you are the hero of the story. All attention is on you. You have overcome many obstacles. Your journey has brought you to this moment of celebration. It is this moment that actually tells everyone and yourself that it might have been hard, but it was not impossible. The fact that I am here speaks to the idea that I made it, that I did it, that I accomplished something. So all eyes need to be on me as a graduate, because I am the hero of this story. So today, you can take it for granted that you are indeed the hero of your story. Education for many people has been the instrument and the tool to break the cycle of poverty for many families in many countries of the world. Education has been that channel, that catalyst. Education has been that tool that was needed to break generational patterns of poverty. I have seen it, especially in my own life and in my own experience. In my family, I come from a family of 10, 5 brothers we are or were, and 5 sisters. I am the only one who has traveled out of South Africa. I am the only one who went to university. I'm the only one who traveled to about 33 countries of the world. I'm the only one who has worn a graduation gown. And I can tell you that even though I might have been poor before, education has a way to break down generational cycles of poverty. And that is why people strive to be educated, because it opens doors for you. You don't get money out of education, but you get a foot in the door where success is. So it is an important beacon and important highlight of a person's journey. And when you graduate, you become a hero in your story. But the struggle that brought you to where you are today, you might have come from a background that was not as empowering as you feel today. There are many who have been victims in their stories, and because of graduation day, they have overcome, they have given up their victim status, and they have embraced a new status, which is that of a hero. So education and studying towards a degree can help you graduate not just in the discipline that you are graduating with, but can actually help you graduate from a victim mindset into a hero mindset. And victims don't accomplish things in the world. It is heroes that do. So the expectation from you today is that you need to be the hero of your story. If you felt before today that, I cannot accomplish certain things, I'm not like that person or like this person, I don't have so much of money, I don't have any power, I don't have any authority, today is the day when you put on that graduation gown. You've put on the mantle of a hero, and you are not a victim anymore. So graduation day is a reminder that you are not a victim of your circumstances, but you are actually a victor over your circumstances. So that's the hero. And we know very well the victim. It's difficult for me to speak about the victim a lot, because I have never in my life thought that I was a victim. Even though my parents, both of them, were alcoholics, even though I grew up in poverty, even though most of my childhood I've lived in institution, a children's home, a place of safety and detention, a youth center, I've slept in bus shelters, the bus rank where all the buses congregate. I slept there for a year in high school, and my school did not even know. So I know what it is to be in that state of victimhood. But I can tell you, even at that point, I never consider myself a victim. And I think that's a reason why I am where I am today. So I want to encourage you. I want to inspire you, not to just pat you on the back. I want to inspire you to give up any thread of a victim mentality that you might be carrying in your life. When you wear that graduation gown today, and when you take it off, you might take off the gown, but keep the mindset that I am a hero and not a victim anymore. Gowns can come on and gowns come off, isn't it? But when you adopt a hero mindset, that must stay with you forever. Gowns can come on and gowns come off, isn't it? But when you adopt a hero mindset, that must stay with you forever. So we have the hero, we have the victim, right? And we have the villain. I don't want to take too much of time to talk about the villain, in case one of you think I know a bit too much about the villains of the world, right? But I want to inspire you today to always think good of the other person. Villains don't think good of others. Villains always assume that if someone is getting something, then I am going to get less of it. Villains are those who they can't get it, and they want to do everything in their power to make sure that you also can't get it. So if I can't get it, nobody can. That is a villain mentality. And I want to inspire you today on your graduation day. Don't be a villain. Remember I told you, the gown is the hero gown. This is the gown of a hero. When you put it on, you are giving up your victim mentality. I'm not asking you to give up a villain mentality. I'm asking you straight out, don't be a villain. But always seek the good of others and the goodwill of others, regardless of their status in society, regardless of their economic power, regardless of their gender, regardless of their religion, regardless of who and what they might be. Always seek the good of others. I've discovered in my life that when you seek the good for others, you always get a double portion of goodness flowing towards you. That's what my experience has taught me, and I want to pass it on to you today. So we have the hero, and then we have the villain. Third character, we have the victim. The fourth character in any... How many of you have watched the movie Karate Kid? I remember when I first watched the first version of Karate Kid, we walked out of the cinema, and when we walked out, we were also very small. I'm small at the moment, I'm small at the moment. When I was smaller than what I am now. I remember walking out of the cinema and doing some karate moves from Karate Kid. And I remember coming out and doing the movements, the karate stunts that is there, simply because all of us want to be the hero. But in the story of the Karate Kid, in the beginning, he felt that he did not have what it takes. He had flaws within himself. He had anger issues. He had hatred boiling inside of him. He was small in stature. He was being bullied. He was a victim actually, but he was tired of being a victim and wanted to do something to change the direction of his life. And he tried as much as he could, and he could not. But then entered the stage this old man whom he thought was just an ordinary man, Miyagi, from the story of the Karate Kid. So here comes Miyagi, who helps the Karate Kid to become the hero of the story. He was not the hero of the story, but Miyagi is the one that brings out the hero in him. It is Miyagi who trains him. It is Miyagi who inspires him. It is Miyagi who teaches him wax off, wax on. It is Miyagi that shows him that good habits comes in handy in times of crisis. It is Miyagi that brings out the hero out of the Karate Kid. And we remember the Karate Kid. When you think about Miyagi, he is the one that spends time with the Karate Kid and inspires him to view himself differently. He helps the Karate Kid to not look at himself as a victim. And at times when he gets angry and when he wants to take revenge, it is Miyagi who helps the Karate Kid not to become the villain of the story. But it is Miyagi that helps the Karate Kid become the hero of the story. In every story there are 4 characters. There's the hero, the villain, the victim, and the 4th character is the guide. In the story of the Karate Kid, Miyagi is that guide. The guide is the one who has already walked a long journey. The guide is the one who is so confident of who he or she is that they don't use every opportunity to show who I am. The guide is the one who is secure in their self-knowledge, in their gifts, in their talents, in their education, in their experience. Guides are those who know who they are. Guides are those who can walk away from a fight. Not because they are afraid, because they know they can fight. Guides are those who take the time to invest in the lives of others. Like Miyagi invested his time and energy and talent in the life of the Karate Kid. I have spoken to thousands of people, from small groups to stadiums filled with people in my life. And I can tell you one thing, that those who change the world are not those who are heroes, but those who are guides. And I told you we're wearing the hero gown today. I want to encourage you to be the Miyagi in someone's life. Help somebody become better. I want to encourage you not just to be the hero of your story. When your story is told, let not people celebrate who you are, but let them celebrate who they are because of you. That is the true hero's journey. When we transform from just being a hero to the guide. So you today who are graduating, I want to encourage you, be the guide in this life. Be the guide in your story. When your story is told, let it not be told that you lived just for yourself. Let it be that through your life, someone else is living a good life. That through your inspiration, someone else is better today. So in every story, there are 4 characters: the hero, the villain, the victim, and the guide. I want to encourage you to be the guide of your story. Don't live for yourself. Those who live the most fulfilling lives, the most significant lives in this world, are those who live for the good of others. Some of you will be graduating with your PhD and doctorate today, huh? Okay? You will be now changing your email signature to Dr. So-and-so. Alright? Some of you, when people ask you who you are, instead of just saying, I'm Paul Charles, now you want to tell them, I'm Doctor, and you tell them your name. You want your title to prefix everything. I'm not telling you don't do that. I'm telling you enjoy it, but don't live there for too long. Be a guide, not just a hero. Invest in the lives of others. Education is useless if it is only used for yourself. So now that you are graduating, more than graduating in the degree that you have today, I hope, I pray, I wish that you will graduate from a victim mindset, from a villain mindset, and from a hero mindset into the guide that you can be for somebody today in your sphere of influence. So if you meet me today as you have, and you forget me, you've lost nothing. Because I'm not the hero of this story. I'm just the guide to bring out the hero in you. Don't forget who you are. Be measured by a true standard. Not just money, not just titles, not just status, but be measured by who you are in inspiring others to live their highest and truest expression that they can live today. To that end is my wish for you on your graduation day.